Alright, let's get this show on the road. So, PlayStation is coming out with the PlayStation 5. Xbox is coming out with the Xbox Series X. The new Xbox overall has more power, but the new PlayStation has an overall better solid state drive, which allows developers to perform some new tricks with their hardware. PlayStation showed their games, Xbox showed their games. Neither has shown a price. As background, I'll explain three key things: console sales, video game sales, and subscription services. I'll then go into what I predict the pricing for the next consoles will be, along with who I expect will reveal their console's price first. Then, finally, we'll get into the meat and potatoes of today's video. Which console should you buy? Here's what you need to know. Play the intro, blah, blah, blah. Thing is, I don't have an intro yet, so intro's not going to be played right now. Oh well. First things first, console sales. Something that you probably already know is that Microsoft owns Xbox and Windows 10 PCs. Sony owns PlayStation. Something that you may not know is that consoles are initially sold at a loss. When you usually purchase an Xbox or PlayStation, Microsoft and Sony are actually losing money because the price you pay for it is usually lower than the cost of making the console. So if you buy a console for, let's say, $400, it probably cost around $420 to make the console, and Sony and Microsoft lose about $20 per console sold. They make up for that loss in two ways: consumers buying video games, duh, and subscription services like Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus. The more people paying for subscriptions, the better. This strategy, keeping console prices low to introduce more people into their gaming economy and then have them further pay for games and subscriptions, is the usual playbook that Xbox and PlayStation use. This generation, PlayStation has absolutely crushed Xbox in terms of console sales, with PlayStation selling around 100 million PlayStation 4s as opposed to the 50 million Xbox One sold. Experts believe that this huge gap formed because of Xbox One's less than stellar launch, which forced consumers to pay an extra $100 for a Kinect, a device that was barely used and was later discontinued. People would rather pay $400 for a PlayStation 4 than $500 for an Xbox One. This is very reminiscent to when the PlayStation 3 was launched at $600 as compared to the Xbox 360, which launched at $400. That is the reason why Xbox 360 dominated that era over PlayStation 3. Now, second things second, video game sales. The gap between Xbox One and PlayStation 4 would further widen after PlayStation dominated the next years with hit after hit in video game exclusives like God of War, Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, Bloodborne, Uncharted, Zero Dawn Horizon, and Ratchet & Clank. Xbox also had good exclusives like Halo 5, Gears of War, Sea of Thieves, Forza, Sunset Overdrive, and Ori and the Blind Forest. However, it was clear that PlayStation had a leg up on premium games. If Xbox One games were 7 to 9 out of 10, PlayStation 4 games were usually an 8 to 10 out of 10. With this new generation of consoles, Microsoft purchased 6 new gaming studios, and it seems very happy to blast money to make sure this generation won't be a repeat of last generation. Now, according to Gaming Shift, in 2018, the average gamer worldwide spent about $60 a year on video games. AAA games are video games with the highest budgets. If you like AAA games like Halo, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Minecraft, 2K, Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, Destiny, Far Cry, etc., a price point around $60 would sound pretty familiar to you. You probably bought 1 to 3 AAA games a year, which comes to around $180 annually. Now, third things third, subscriptions. Players have to pay for Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus to play online for most games. Xbox has been crushing the subscriptions industry, with PlayStation Plus having around 39 million members and Xbox Live having a whopping 90 million members. This is where the subscription services Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Now comes in. It's similar to Netflix. You pay around $10 a month for access to a huge catalog of hundreds of games, including several AAA games like Halo, Uncharted, Batman, Minecraft, GTA 5, God of War, etc. In this area, Xbox is also performing much better, with there being around 2.2 million PlayStation Now subscribers as opposed to the 10 million Xbox Game Pass subscribers. As it stands, Xbox Game Pass is the best deal on the market, overall with better games than PlayStation Now, and with the promise that future first-party games, titles exclusive to Xbox like Halo, Gears of War, and whatnot, will be available day one on Xbox Game Pass for no additional cost. This also applies to Xbox Game Pass for PC. So now, instead of me shelling out $60 for Halo Infinite coming out this holiday season, I can just pay around $10 to have access to it instead, along with a lot of other great Xbox games. Everyone thinks that it's Xbox versus PlayStation versus PC, but since Microsoft owns both Xbox and Windows 10 PCs, it's really just PlayStation versus PC and Xbox. Microsoft doesn't care where you play, which is why they're so focused on enabling crossplay between Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and PC. With Amazon and Google entering the gaming industry, Microsoft has gone on record to claim them as their new main competitors, rather than PlayStation and Nintendo. Xbox's head, Phil Spencer, has said that he plans on getting video games into the hands of the 2.5 billion gamers in the world, not by simply selling 2.5 billion Xboxes, because that's just a pipe dream, but by allowing people to play Xbox without even having an Xbox. With technology advancing at a rapid rate in today's day and age, something that was only an idea over a decade ago is now becoming a reality. That is cloud gaming. Cloud gaming is going to change everything. Say I'm a traditional player and I want to play Fortnite. My computer only has 8 gigabytes of RAM, which isn't terrible, but I can only get around a consistent 45 frames per second on it while playing. This sucks. Now, say I want to play the exact same game on my exact same computer, but with better graphics and at 300 frames per second. Usually that'd be impossible. With cloud gaming, I could do that easily, and here's how. Cloud gaming allows consumers to use the internet to connect to the gaming servers of Amazon, Google, Nvidia, and Microsoft, where they'd stream the game back to you. So, there are no large downloads, and none of the games would be stored on your device. The first attempts at this had been very shaky, with a lot of lag between you inputting a command and the game responding to you. However, now, technology has advanced so much that the amount of latency is virtually undetectable. All the user would need is a computer screen that can handle the frame rates desired and a good internet connection. Of around 10... Oh, come on. Are you still gonna... Of around 10 megabits for 720p 60 frames per second streaming, and around 25... and about 25 megabits for 1080p 60 FPS. Yeah, there's some guy mowing his lawn or cutting down trees outside. Are you done? Are you finished? I'm going to pause real quick. Today's video is brought to you by Crunchyroll, not because they gave me a sponsorship, but because I really like anime. Anyway, back to the video. Google and Nvidia's cloud gaming service are all already available. Google's service is called the Google Stadia, but the games on there are pretty sparse. You'll also have to pay full price for games, along with the subscription fee. The launch was so bad that almost nobody plays on it, and Stadia is now free to use. Games are still full price though, and Stadia only has 5 upcoming exclusives. The rest are games that are already been released. The Nvidia service is called the GeForce Now. It's free, runs great, and has a lot of games, but the wait times for an available server can get pretty long. Amazon's service is still in development, and they've been keeping details pretty quiet. Sony has the PlayStation Now program, but it's mainly for older titles. This is where Xbox's Project xCloud comes in. xCloud is a free cloud gaming service that's exclusive to Xbox Game Pass members. It's currently on Android phones and tablets, however I've been beta testing the iOS version of it, and it runs pretty smoothly. I was legitimately shocked by how I was basically playing Halo right off of my phone. You can play the entire Xbox Game Pass catalog with xCloud, and xCloud is also coming to PCs. As a cloud gaming service, xCloud is leagues ahead of the competition. It's definitely the nail in the coffin for Google Stadia. Now that we have all those points down, let's talk about pricing and why Xbox and PlayStation are playing price chicken with each other 3 months before launch. Insider sources claim that the PlayStation 5 costs a lot more to make due to its solid-state drive, and the CEO of PlayStation, Jim Ryan, has said on record that the PlayStation 5 will not be cheap, but will be worth the value. Sony and Microsoft remember how the Xbox One's launch flopped in part due to pricing, as the Xbox One was $100 more expensive than the PlayStation 4, despite both of them having around the same specs. Considering how well subscription services like Xbox Live and Game Pass are doing, Microsoft is in a unique position where they can set the next Xbox's price to be very low. 1, because Microsoft is huge and has money to burn. 2, because they can make up those losses with the massive amount of subscription money Xbox Live and Game Pass has been pouring in. Because of this, Xbox has zero reason to announce the price for the Series X before Sony announces the PlayStation 5 price. Whatever Sony settles on for the price, Microsoft can undercut them by around $100 and still make bank off of their subscription services. So how expensive will the next consoles be? Here's my estimate. The standard PlayStation 5 will be $500 to potentially $550. The discless PlayStation 5 will be $50 less, at around $450 to maybe $500. The standard Xbox will cost $400 to $450, undercutting the standard PlayStation 5 by $100. There are rumors that Xbox has another console in the wings to launch called the Xbox Lockhart, a less powerful and smaller version of the Series X and will likely be called the Xbox Series S. It will be discless and will serve as a less expensive alternative to the Series X. I expect this console to be around $350. However, there's been an insane rumor that Xbox will sell Lockhart for as low as $250. Now, which console is best for you? This depends on your buying style. If you're okay with shelling out around $500 for the next PlayStation and over $180 a year, which is about 3 AAA games, for the AAA exclusives coming to the PlayStation 5, then the PlayStation 5 is a perfect fit for you. The exclusives are too irresistible, and I have no doubt that the next games coming to PlayStation 5 will blow your mind, especially with the capabilities of the solid-state drive. If you're okay with paying $400 to $450 for a console, but don't like spending an additional $180 annually for only 3 big games, then Xbox Series X is the better fit for you. Game Pass is an absolutely amazing steal of a deal, and with xCloud allowing you to play anywhere right off of your phone, tablet, and PC, $15 a month for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which gives you Xbox Live, Game Pass for console and PC, as well as xCloud for free, it's pretty much the best reason to get the Xbox Series X. It remains to be seen if the new Xbox will rival the PlayStation 5 in terms of high-quality games, but Microsoft is very committed to making great games this generation. Now, if you have a ton of money and want to play all the games, you can get a PlayStation 5 and a Windows 10 gaming PC with Xbox Game Pass, because all future exclusive Xbox games will be coming to Windows 10 PCs anyway. Gaming PCs usually cost thousands of dollars, however. So in short, the PlayStation 5 will cost more than the Xbox Series X and will likely have better games. However, the Xbox Series X will continue to dominate the subscription scene, and its wide breadth of games on Xbox Game Pass will be very attractive to consumers who don't like spending a lot of money on video games. If you're fine with paying more for the console and video games, then the PlayStation 5 is best for you. If you'd like to save money as well as play a variety of great games, then the Xbox Series X is best for you. Oh, fuck. Well. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I'm gonna be posting more on here. Yeah, all that gameplay that you saw, except the Halo stuff, was actually all gameplay that I recorded. I like playing Call of Duty. I mean, it is what it is. Since my MCAT's done, expect more regular uploads. And by regular, I mean like maybe a month apart. I don't really know. What else is there? Yeah. Watch One Piece.